So yesterday on Instagram, somebody left a comment and it said how much they want to have work done here by us, and the reason that they haven't pulled the trigger on that is because shipping on the way back freaks them out. And something I don't really talk about, but it's part of our everyday operations, is the process we do and take when we package parts and when we're shipping them back, and what happens in the event of damages. So I have some door panels that I'm going to package. I'll do a little time lapse in this video, just kind of showing what happens. But basically, there's 2 to 3 layers of bubble wrap, neatly wrapped on door panels, and of course, it doesn't matter what we're packing. I mean, we do interior work from the roof to the floor for any vehicle. Door panels are just a popular topic, so that's why I tend to gravitate towards them in conversation. But every part we package is packaged based on its shape and everything, and it's basically like the same concept, but applicable to the shape of the part. But everything gets multiple layers of bubble wrap. It's all neatly wrapped and taped. Each layer is. I know we've all received packages where shit's just kind of wrapped up, all kind of messy and everything. We don't believe in that here. We do things neatly, including packaging. So door panels will get a few layers of bubble wrap, and you'll see in the time lapse, I go to package some stuff, and they get put in a box. Everything doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter what it is. The boxes we use, the size of them is comfortable enough to fit the packaged parts we're fitting in it, where they're not too tight or too loose, and then we fill the voids with packing foam. And the boxes that we use are super durable. The bigger the box is, the more durable it is. Door panel boxes specifically are double walled and almost a 1/4 inch thick. And when things leave, they get absolutely loaded with shipping insurance. What that means is if you paid, let's say, $2,500 to have your work done by us, plus shipping would be maybe, let's say, $300, so $2,800 total, we're going to load that up with a minimum of $3,000 worth of insurance. And what does shipping insurance actually mean, and what does it do? That's another whole other side of things. And just because something gets damaged does not mean you're going to win a damage claim, and it also does not mean you're getting a maximum payout. So damage claims, we have been fortunate enough, knock on wood, that in almost 10 years of business, I think we've only had like 5. And every single one of those instances was something that was actually really extreme. And a really brief example of that is one time, I think it was about 3 years ago, we had a damage claim on some door panels. And I'm not even kidding you, it looks like a vehicle ran over the box. Like the box was completely shredded. The parts got damaged. They were repairable. But it was like, okay, well, clearly something happened to those that wasn't just from them getting strapped in too tight or dropped by a carrier. Like it's always been something extreme like that. So normal carrier handling typically isn't going to damage stuff that we ship. I can't promise that. I'm not the person delivering them to the customer's house. Some folks think I do. That's not really what happens, but some people like to believe that's the case. But we do the best that we can here. We purchase shipping supply in bulk from Uline. Stuff shows up on pallets. So everything's brand new. We don't reuse packing supplies or anything, just to make sure stuff is safe. And with shipping claims, it's honestly probably the biggest headache and will make you debate every life choice you've ever had. In my own experience, I handle every damage claim that we've ever had, and the carrier will always, in an email, admit, yes, your packaging skills surpass what a lot of our franchise stores do. It is very clear that it's our fault, and then they will try to still deny the claim. So then we dispute it, and sometimes that only lasts a couple weeks. We've had ones last 6 months. We've had ones pay max payout. We've had ones pay very minimal. We have to supply the carrier with the original invoice, estimate to repair or replace, proof of value, pictures of each individual item before it was packaged, how it was packaged, like with bubble wrap, how it was put in the box, and photos of every side of that box and the shipping label. It's literally ridiculous, but I do understand it's a process, and I am a very firm believer of processes. But it is annoying. That being said, we are also very, very big on documentation here. I've mentioned before that we inspect and catalog parts when they show up. It doesn't matter if it's just one little part or a full crate of interior. Everything is getting cataloged and inspected, and we have a sheet for that. We include that to the customers. When the job is done, we put it with their paperwork. And our documentation process is we keep their original estimate request form, their original base estimate, any revised estimates, any invoices related to that project, and they all get filed in a customer folder on the computer. And we give every customer that has work here done copies of that stuff. So when you get your parts back from us, you have a copy of all of that. And some people might not care about it, but we have had customers in the past be very appreciative of that because they love documenting everything with their builds. So they have all that stuff based on their interior work that we did. That also follows down into shipping too. All our shipping invoices based on every single project goes into that customer folder, as well as the bookkeeping stuff that is normal for any business. And we also have pictures of before we touch parts and what every part looked like at various angles after everything was done, as well as all of those pictures of how each part was individually bubble wrapped and placed in the box, and all the box pictures. All of that goes in customer folders. And that is the level of documentation that we take here. And it's not fast. It's very easy to do it. But unfortunately, it does take a little bit of time. What I mean by that is right now it is 11:45 in the morning, my time, obviously. And all I've been doing all day so far is shipping stuff and doing all of this documentation stuff. So unfortunately, myself haven't even put hands on a part to produce income yet today. And I have had 3, 4, 5, 6. So I packed those guys and that today, and a few things in bubble mailers. And the smaller boxes are just website orders like dash kits and stuff. The bigger one is 2 door panels. So all that documentation happened for the door panels and stuff. And of course the little packages, like dash kits and stuff, we just take a quick picture of that and just leave it in the camera roll. Those don't get filed in customer folders. We'd have thousands of them in by the end of the year. But we do have pictures if we need them. But I'm going to hop right into it because I want to put people at ease, just showing them that we're doing everything that we can when it comes to packing with good quality packing. And hopefully it'll kind of show folks, give them an idea of how to package stuff when they send stuff here. A lot of customers do a pretty decent job with packing. They don't do that stuff for a living, so we don't expect any crazy good packing when things show up. But that being said, we also see stuff literally. I've had random parts show up, like a door panel or a dashboard with literally a shipping label just taped to it. And then when it gets broken half on the way here, somehow I'm the one that gets blamed. So that's also an incredible thing of how the thought process on that is. But we also have stuff that is packed incredibly well and everything in between that shows up. But hopefully some of our followers here will get a little bit of ease seeing how we pack stuff. Maybe learn a tip when they package something of their own to ship to a family member for us. So let's just dive into it. This is going to be a time lapse. I don't know if yet, as I'm filming this before I'm doing it, so I don't know if it's going to be 100% of the process, but it'll be a time lapse on a lot of it. So let's jump in. Alright, so this is what we got. Just the first panel wrapped up. I'm not going to film the second one. You guys get the idea. 3 layers of bubble wrap, all neatly wrapped, nice and snug, ready to go in the box. I'll cut this clip here I'm going to bubble wrap the other one really quick, and when I go to package the box, once it's all filled up, I'll just kind of show a view of in that and the quality of the box, and we'll wrap this video up. Got this stuff finished packed up. I'm going to show you guys what in the box looks like. So there's an A-pillar in here too, and a trim. The trim is in a cardboard tube. I keep tubes over there. Trim the size, and actually you can see it right here. I just kind of have this wrapped over it. Nothing serious. All these voids, it's hard to see, but you don't want to pack a box super tight. So you just want it like comfortable. You want to fill the voids but comfortably, so that way if something does happen, it's not packed so tight that it's like a brick, right? And all this stuff nice and neatly packed. The doors are staggered in here in a very specific position, and it allows for a nice comfortable fit of 2 panels in this one box. And another thing is too is how durable this box actually is. It is double walled that we can see here, and it measures out at almost 1/4 inch. Just a hair over 1/4 inch. That's a pretty thick and durable box. We stand behind the way we pack things. We take a lot of care in it. And if in the event something happens to this in transit, it's got enough insurance on it to where the customer will be taken care of, and we do the work with UPS claims department. But like I said, it's super rare that something happens. It doesn't mean it's not ever going to happen, but it's only happened less than half a dozen times. And it's usually something that's, like I said, really severe. It's not normal handling by any means. But hopefully that's kind of shed some light on how we pack stuff here. And it's just one example of many, because every part is packaged the same. It's like the same concept, but differently across everything. But any type of restoration work we do, it's always packed extremely well, like what you guys saw in the video here. It's just different shapes and different size boxes. But stay tuned. Hopefully I have some more stuff to post soon. Hopefully this kind of put people's minds at ease and showed a little insight onto our packaging process and how we document stuff as a shop and document projects, especially when it comes to shipping stuff and so on. So until next time.